I would take it upon myself to gather others of the Dunedain that may be found within Breeland, but you should make your way to the Shire. At a camp by the Green Falls you should find Halros. Halros loves the Shire and its people, and has watched over them for many years. It may not be easy for him to leave them, even upon an errand as urgent as that of the Grey Company. So once again, the first few minutes of this is going to be slightly done in post-production, and then we'll finally be back to live action commentary, which would be great. So I'm just going to map over to Halros. So he's going to be in the Shire. So he's on the north, just northeast of Brockenborings, just south of the Greenfields. So to get here, you could get a horse from Micheldelving, which would be a slow horse that can take you either up to Hobbiton or to Stock, and then you can get a second horse from there up to Brockenborings, which is not particularly ideal. It's not a great way of doing it, but it is what it is. Alternatively, the quicker way, if you've got the stable masters, would be to come in via Evendim. But obviously that assumes that you can travel down there, or you've got mithril coins. So from external places you can get either into Ostforod or Tinadir, riding from say Westbury for example, or you can go Micheldelving to Tinadir as well, and then get a horse down to Oakbarton, which is on the southern border there, and then you can just come straight down that path through the Greenfields and down to Halros, who's at this little camp in the woods here.
There are troublemakers loose in the Greenhill country.
Welcome, Halbarad. So long as there are goblins beneath the Greenfields, I will maintain my watch over the Shire. That is my duty, given to me by my chieftain, Aragorn. Halros listens intently as you tell him of his need, of the need for the Grey Company to assemble and ride south. I see, Halbarad. I need time to prepare. I had been just about to deal with a particular matter when you arrived. If you can take care of it for me, that will give me time to set things in order. There are troublemakers loose on the road that runs through Greenhill country. I fear they may do some real harm before they are stopped. Can you walk the road and visit the town of Stock, ending the threat of the troublemakers there? I fear there may be brigands or worse, and these are more bold than they have been in the past. Return then to me, and we can talk again. So we continue our quest. So we have to go to both Greenhill Country and Stock. So if I just show you guys where that is on the map. So Stock is the town on the eastern side, just on the border by the Brandywine Bridge. And we also need to go down to Greenhill Country over there, which is kind of in the middle of nowhere. So our best bet basically is to head over down to Stock first, and then pick up there. Okay, so we are back, and we're finally back into live action commentary now. So that's pretty much serves me right for starting Fraps before I started the game, I think. So, and not testing that the sound was working. But we're just outside of Stock. We're going to do that first, then head over to the Greenhill Country. So just to the southeast of the Stable Master. Should just be south of the road here, not inside the main compound on the left. So there we go, Troublemaker, pointing fingers at these poor little hobbits. So interact with him. Hey, I've got orders from up top that say I can do whatever I like here in these lands, and I plan to do just that. I fancy this house, and no hobbit is going to stand in my way neither. It's too small to live in, but I could use it to store the haul my boy's planning on getting in the next several weeks. You best move along if you know what's good for you. Stand in my way again, will you? You won't again. You show him. He'll never get my house. So we're going to spank him. Get him. He can't scare us. There we go. You win. You win. Just stop hitting me. Hooray, that did it. So that's all we needed to do there. So now we need to go to Greenhill Country. So where we're going from here. So we can head west past Woodhall. So I think literally we want to be on that road through Woodhall, because I think there's either a bridge or something we can go use to get across. Just trying to get my memory. So I think there's like a massive brigand camp where the trees are in Greenhill Country. I've swum into a pond, which is not particularly useful. Let's mount back up. But yeah, little fun facts actually. This place we're going through now, Woodhall. This is where Frodo and Sam met a company of elves on the way eastwards. And I can't remember the name of this guy. I think his name begins with a P. But he is the guy who is at the swamps in the North Downs. The quest giver over there. So I can't remember what he was doing, but I think they had like a big mill here or something. So up on this path, we're going to now head west. We're going to pass this map marker here, which is Wellbridge. Now, if memory serves, somewhere over there should be a way to climb that hill. If you need to do your Brigand's Lair for the Shire, it's the best place to do that. Yeah, there's the bridge. So I think it's not really too bad if we didn't use the bridge, because I think it's pretty shallow. Was that a frog or something just leaped there? Or a fish? Fish going around in a circle and jumping up. Is he not going to do it now? Okay. I'm pretty sure he did anyway. Where are we going? So we want to stay on the road, keep going round. I think somewhere around here actually, probably that place on the left there is where you did the Hobbit starter instance, where you kind of clearing out the spiders from that little Hobbit hole that's around there. Yeah, because I think this is, you come out this door here. Well, there's a Nazgul going along this path. Okay, here's the troublemaker. 2 curious hobbits. That one is not amused.
You'll be in for a fight if you mess with me and my gang.
You'd better be careful, you. I got friends making plans in the hills around here, and these halflings aren't in them. You'll be in for a fight if you mess with me and my gang. You're gonna regret tangling with me.
Alright, spank him. Club him in the face a bit. Might be a bit early to club him. Nope, that'll do.
Ouch! Leave me alone! I won't bother you vermin anymore.
Looks like he stirred up the wrong kind of trouble. Right, so we've done that. We need to go back to Halros, so we're going to cheat and we'll find our way back over there. And we're going to speak to him.
Can you help me make this decision?
Thank you, Halbarad. There have been more troublemakers on the road in recent days, and I fear they may do some harm to the peace-loving folk of the Shire if I travel south with the Grey Company. And yet, my loyalty is to Aragorn, and I know that if he has need of the Dunedain, it is my duty to go to him with as much speed as can be mustered. I do not know what to do, Halbarad. What do you advise? Can you help me make this decision? So we have two choice. We can say Halros should go with the Grey Company to ride to Aragorn's aid, or we can say Halros should stay. Now, without giving away spoilers, this does have some small storyline consequences further along in the epic story. I suppose I can say specifically where it is without too much trouble, if not cover your ears for 10 seconds. But where it comes to fruition is basically in the aftermath of the Battle of Pelennor Fields. So if you have covered your ears, you can uncover them now. It's fine. But other than that, it's not a huge revelation anyway. It's just a small payoff of an earlier choice, basically, whether he goes or not. So I'm going to say he should go, because he'd be an arsehole if he didn't, frankly. Even if the hobbits need protecting, and we know the scouring of the Shire is going to happen whether he stays or not anyway, because that's canon. So if he were to say he should stay,
You are right. I will stay and watch over the people of the Shire.
then we have this quest, which we can accept. The moment you accept, you are tied into whichever choice this is, so just be careful if you don't want to accept it. You think I should stay here in the Shire? It is true that with many of the Dunedain leaving, these lands will likely come under threat. Who will protect the little folk? These hobbits I have come to admire and cherish. They have a core of strength, it is true, but the shadows are lengthening, and it seems to me they creep ever closer to the Shire. I have walked of a time with Aragorn and the wizard Gandalf at Sarn Ford, and they both spoke of their love for its people. I do not think they would wish the Shire to be undefended. Thank you for helping me make up my mind, Halbarad. I will stay here and watch over the people of the Shire. The Grey Company will need to do without my help. Can you travel to the Inn of Brockenborings and tell my friend, Lotho Sackville Baggins, that I have decided to stay? He is visiting Brockenborings for a few days, and showed some interest in my comings and goings. So that is if we are going to make him stay, but we're going to say no, get off your arse and go join Aragorn. So we're going to decline this and say how I should go.
You are right. My fate lies on the southern road.
You think I should travel south with the Grey Company to come to the aid of Aragorn? He is my chieftain, and it is my duty to see that he comes safely to the end of his road, wherever it lies. But I fear for the folk of the Shire in my absence. How will they protect themselves from the evils that crowd their borders from all sides? Halros looks about his camp with new resolve. No, you are right, Halbarad. There is strength in these hobbits yet, and if they need to repel dangers from outside, they will do so. My fate must lie on the southern road. I will stand with Aragorn, and that is the way I will protect the people of this land. Thank you for helping me to make up my friend, Halbarad. I will go with the Grey Company. The good folk of the Shire will need to do without my help. Can you travel to the inn at Brockenboings and tell my friend Lotho Sankful Baggins that I will be leaving? He is visiting Brockenboings for a few days and showed some interest in my comings and goings. So you can both be vectored back to the same place. But personally, if you can't decide, I would say tell him to go. I think it's probably a better payoff if you do it that way. Without going into details, but mainly because like we know there has to be the scouring of the Shire, so if he stays it happens anyway, or if he goes, you know, you could argue that it happened because he wasn't there to like defend the Shire basically. Not that one man would have made much of a difference, but hey. So we need to come back into Brockenboings. We need to go up the hill, and over here is the inn, the Plough and Stars. And I believe he's just inside the door. There he is.
That ranger will be leaving the Shire.
What's
Very
that?
Interesting.
What's that you say? That ranger will be leaving the Shire for a time? That's very interesting. Thank you for letting me know, friend. That is a shame, of course. Of course it is. Seems a bit shifty, didn't he? So yeah, we're just letting this hobbit know. And then we can go back to Halros and say, yep, I've told him, grab your stuff and grab your coat, we're off. So, for some reason I'm not moving, there we go. Bit of lag there. Oh, bit more lag. Server lag, server lag! No, not getting any loss. Okay, so back over here then, into this little copse of trees over here. And we can tell Halros he is good to go. Just make sure he puts out his fire. We don't want to burn down the Shire before it's time.
Thank you for helping me to decide.
What is that you say? Lotho sounded pleased I would be leaving? That is queer. He sought me out a few days ago and had many questions to ask. If I had any plans to travel into Breeland, whether I thought to visit certain townships in the Shire, that sort of thing. Well, he and his folk will surely be fine without my protection. It pains me to leave them be, but if Aragorn has need of his kin must ride to his aid. Thank you for helping me to decide, Halbarad. So once again, we're going to have a item experience rune. This one is to the value of 30k once again, so nothing amazing. Or we could take the map to Esteldin, which is where we're going to have our next ranger friend, basically. So we're going to choose the IXP rune.
Your next journey should take you to Esteldin.
My mind is made up, Halbarad, and now it is time for you to continue with the task Lord Elrond of Rivendell has set before you, to gather more Dunedain to swell the ranks of the Grey Company as it travels south to the aid of Aragorn. Your next journey should take you to Esteldin, the hidden encampment of the Rangers in the North Downs. Halbarad will surely wish to travel south with the Grey Company, but he is often away from Esteldin. Speak with the Ranger Dervin instead, and he will tell you where Halbarad may be found. Dervin is often in the centre of Esteldin, seeing to the general defence of the people who live in the North Downs. So this time we get a piece of shoulder pieces. So again, we have a light, a medium and a heavy. Now bear in mind this is before they started jigging some of the stats around, so some of them might not make sense. But yeah, the light one is Vitality, Will, Fate. That's still pretty good. The medium is Might Heavy, which is not particularly great for most of them. But it is what it is. And then the heavy one should be, again, pretty Might focused. Yeah, so If you're medium armour, you might be a bit shafted by that. But we shall accept that, and we will travel to Devon.
Halbarad must hear what you have to say.
You bring worrisome tidings, Halbarad. What danger has Aragorn encountered in the distant south that makes the Dunedain his closest allies? Perhaps I misspeak. Perhaps it is not that the Dunedain are closest, but instead that they be the most true. Halbarad must hear what you have to say, but he left this morning to deal with a serious danger. Word came down to us that a number of foes fleeing from Angmar in the days following the defeat of the False King sought to establish a settlement in a cave in the North Downs. Halbarad travelled to this cave, now called Tam Umdur, to attempt to forestall or defeat these foes before they can use the relics they plundered from Khan Dum to make the foundations of a new Angmar. Find Halbarad at Tam Umdur in the shadow of Ost Kriflank, far to the east of Esteldin, in Nan Amlug East, and give him your message. Help him end their plans before they begin. So if we continue that quest, so we need to talk to Halbarad at Tam Umdur, which is literally like all the way across Nam Amlug East, and at the very northeast there's a quest ring there, just behind the camp of Fashat Laug. And if you remember, there's a passageway which goes along that canyon into Angmar. That's the easternmost road, which will bring you like on the road that comes along into the fortress near Malinhad. But that's where we need to go next. So let's move forward on that. And this puts us just outside this cave. So again, we're kind of in the open. You're looking for like a door in the hillside here. There's loads of Earthkin's men around here, so if you need to kill some of those for your Slayer deeds, that's good for that as well. But we're going to head inside.